Riot Podcast, Day 3.
Of the RadioU Fall Fundraiser. Again, it's been so nice to see so many podcast listeners get in and donate already during our Fall Fundraiser. So we've got an abbreviated, shortened, more shorter than usual podcast for this week and next week, or for just as long as it takes us to get fully funded. So thank you for helping by donating through RadioU.com, which keeps RadioU going. We're the Riot on RadioU, so that keeps the Riot going, and that keeps this podcast alive, too.
Here's where I am. We've got, of course, some Worst of the Riot content in the podcast, but Nikki and I also talk. Actually, if you look at all of our stuff today, it's all food-related.
Is it? We got to watch that.
Starting with Apple.
Oh, well, that's still tech. That's not. It's food by name.
There's food right in there.
It is. That's true.
So we take a look at yesterday's Apple press conference. We talk about spicy chicken McNuggets and a huge mistake that Chick-fil-A is making.
But Chick-fil-A, it's the pimento cheese fried chicken sandwich, but it's not a nationwide thing. But if anybody's in that area where they're going to be testing it, let us know, what is.
I don't want to know.
Well, they can try it. What if it's good? What if we've had no idea, but I can't even barely say it. Pimento cheese, what if it's amazing?
Nikki, no. Okay, I'm telling you that because sometimes we
It seems like something from the early 1900s.
Yeah, where they're like, we only get to eat once a year, and we're so excited for this pimento.
That's all you get. No thanks, but they're testing it, so we talk about it. That and the McDonald's spicy chicken nuggets are out. If you try any of that stuff, throw us a text message. Tell us what you think. You can text us anytime, 877 to RadioU. Just put that, hey, it's for the Riot. You're a podcast listener, and your name as well if you've never texted before.
We would just love to hear from you.
We would. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget, RadioU.com. We'd love to hear from you that way. In your donation notes at the end, put the same thing. Hey, I'm a podcast listener.
Yeah, we do want to hear that. So you guys enjoy the podcast, and don't forget to support it at RadioU.com and click on donate.
Thank you, guys.
It's the Riot.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the Worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Guys, don't tell me that romance is dead, because it's not. Because I can tell you right now that the people in Domino's, Australia...
Are they showing that it's not? It's alive and well?
Nikki, they're keeping love alive.
What are they doing?
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. They got a little engagement ring there that is an 18-karat yellow and white gold base of a handcrafted pizza slice that you have to win the engagement ring. You can't
it's cute, actually. It's quite a cute ring.
Would you wear it?
Not as my actual engagement ring, but on the fun side of the other hand. It'd be like your fun ring.
This is the fun one.
But I mean, at $9,000, you could also sell that thing too. So that's an option.
Now, keeping in mind that you have to win it, and you have to be in Domino's, Australia. But it's a nice one.
So the ring it's a pizza slice on top, and it's made out of cheese and pepperoni rubies, designed by Domino's, and it's their Valentine's Day promotion.
It's nice.
And it's worth about $9,000.
Oh, yeah. So
how are they saying they're giving it away? Here it is. For a chance to win the slice of a lifetime, applicants must submit a 30-second video explaining how they would evolve a Domino's pizza if they did a engagement with someone.
That's a lot of work.
Like how they would put pizza in it.
It's a lot of work because, again, whenever you give it to her, she's not, just like Nikki said, she's not going to wear it. She's not going to take it seriously. So you still are going to have to buy an engagement ring.
Oh, this might tide you over for a little bit. It could be good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a possibility.
So the happy couple that wins, you get the ring right before your big moment, and the winners will be provided with catered pizzas on your wedding day. The entries close on the 12th, and then the winners will be announced in secret, so it doesn't surprise when that person actually proposes.
I like the idea of catered pizzas for the wedding. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, I mean, remember, since they're paying for it, You could probably get some specialty pizzas.
Oh, yeah. And then you get some leftover stuff.
And
then
those are
a
a
year
little more
later
expensive.
with your cake, you're supposed to save like your cake.
Yeah, so you freeze the pizza, and then a year later you get it out.
You can have that. So if you're in Australia, because I think it's only limited to there, and if you want to try to win the $9,000 pizza ring from Domino's, you can enter there.
Yeah. So time to move to Australia in order to win that ring.
I don't know if you can make that. That's a quick turnaround for the one chance to win the ring. And you have to actually propose to someone. I do think it's only open if you are proposing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Domino's, you just missed your chance.
You're not going to.
No, what I'm saying is like that's your commercial campaign. Someone who moves to Australia and has 1 month to find somebody to marry.
To find someone to marry and to completely move there.
Coming to Hallmark, Australia. You know, Becky is in the outback and she's been called home after finally leaving Australia. But then Bill, who's the sheriff / pizza shop owner.
He's the inn owner.
I'm telling you, it's here.
The worst of the worst. Are you ready? The Riot Podcast. RadioU.
So, Nikki, did you see?
Did I see what?
The press conference yesterday from Apple?
Actually, I just saw that there was no phones. And so then I was like, well, I'll just wait and let Obi tell me about it during the show today.
It's good. It's good. Sure.
That's what I come to RadioU for.
Well, it is, I think, kind of weird. Everyone expected to see an iPhone 12 yesterday. Mm-hmm. No iPhone 12.
There had been a lot of rumors about the two versions of the 12 and then the even bigger phone.
Yeah.
But we did get new phones. Wasn't it in the springtime? That
honestly
came out.
Don't remember.
Yeah, that was a little bit after the COVID stuff started and they got pushed back. And I thought something came out.
I know it's cliche to say this, but this year, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know when happened, what, where, how.
I get ya.
I just don't know.
So who knows? But people were expecting new phone announcements, but they did not do that yesterday.
So here's some of the stuff they did announce. A new Apple Watch Series 6, which would be like the premium watch or whatever. But they also announced an Apple Watch SE, which would be a less expensive version of the watch.
I like to think of those as the simple edition, the SE.
It's not wrong. It sounds to me like it might make a really good fitness watch, but I haven't looked very closely at it. They also...
Well, they're all like usually very fitness driven, but meaning like it doesn't give you any of the other bells and whistles. So you don't have to pay for that.
What I'm looking for is just something that will like track my running.
Just track your stuff, yeah.
Stuff like that. So the other thing they showed off was an iPad and an iPad Air 4, their 8th generation ones. The thing about all of this that I thought was the most exciting, even though this is a little weird, is that their new iPads just use a regular USB charger. Yes.
A regular one?
Yes, like the kind that would plug into anything. Versus but they have a lightning charger now.
Yeah.
Apple always has their proprietary things. You have to buy it from them, that kind of stuff. No. This will be a plain old USB-C plug.
Now I got to buy more? I guess I do have probably those around.
I'm sure you do. I can tell you as someone that had an Android phone for many years, I have those laying everywhere.
The new iPad Airs look nice.
Yeah, they do. They look like... the
other ones?
Like iPads.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
There's only so much.
But
they're in colors. Woo! You want a rose gold? You want a gray, a silver, or a green? There you go.
I bought an iPad this year. Boy, that was this year. Yeah, I bought one, like, I don't know, whatever. A while ago, it was on sale, something, and I got a gray one. And you know what? I've been really happy with it.
It's been just fine. That's the problem with iPads. A lot of people are satisfied and they're fine with it. Same thing with their watches. So it's a little harder of a sell to jump into a new one.
My new iPad, there were like a couple work things that I needed it for because my tablet was aging out. And so I'm not sad that I got it, but I'm also not going to be replacing it anytime soon.
So that was yesterday, though. Just surprised, no new iPhone announcements. We have extra money now because we don't have to save up for that. You don't always bank saving for that.
But, you can still support RadioU because you won't need a new phone.
That's there. You don't have to plan on a new phone, so you got a little extra. You can hopefully send to RadioU to keep us on the air.
And iOS 14 comes out today. It'll feel like a brand new phone.
You're fine. You won't have to feel like you're spending extra money.
How nice.
Maybe the Riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym That was sarcasm. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Nikki.
Bring it on. Let's hear a gross story.
Okay. I've got a woman who gets arrested. Her name is Shannon, by the way. And Shannon, well, we don't know exactly what it is that she gets arrested for, but she's in the car on her way to the station.
Sure.
Where she's going to be booked on charges. And she has on her body, she knows that when she gets there, she's going to be searched.
Yeah.
And so they're going to find the crack pipe and the 3 grams of crack that she has.
So what does she do?
She's like, well,
what to do.
So she drops drawl right there in the back of the police car.
Yeah.
Poops all over the seat.
Which happens surprisingly a lot more than I think we realize to police officers' cars.
And then she shoves the crack in the crack pipe.
Nope. In it?
Yeah, because to hide it. Because she figures when she gets there.
So gross. Is she not in handcuffs? How could she move? Why do you got to share this with everybody? Is there a lesson to be learned by this? You're so bad. Oh, gross. Gross.
Nikki, this is news.
This is what
happened.
This is what happens to people.
This is a possibility in your own life.
So are there any police officers listening? Like, do you have to clean your own car out, or is there a crew that cleans your car out?
That's the rookie's job.
I watch a lot of live PD, and I've seen some stuff, and I know it's just the tip of the iceberg. So who cleans your car out when that happens?
Well, there was an officer whose job it was. They had to
go through it.
To remove the evidence.
That is bad.
They had to remove the evidence.
That is bad, because this one clip I saw yesterday on a live PD thing on the YouTube channel, the lady just peed all over herself. Just all over herself. And she's like, what? Like, she's not drunk or on something. But is this just something you always do?
Man, society is just the thinnest veil. It is such a thin veil that we lay over the animals that we are.
I just feel like it's like that's the first to go or something.
I don't think it is. I think this is several steps down the road.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It seems like that's what they go for first.
I just feel like hurtful words are our first.
Oh, true.
And then eventually hurtful
Lashing
substances.
Out, and then you just go to the bathroom wherever.
Just wherever. The world is your toilet.
At least the back of the police car is. So, I don't like hearing about this. This is just upsetting.
Yeah. Well, this is why when if you go to an auction, there's a lot of police cars and they're really cheap.
Oh, yeah. You just wonder.
They're really cheap.
I really feel sorry for the police officers who have to deal with this.
Me too.
And the family that has to go pick this person up and explain what happened.
Okay, here's the thing. She doesn't need picked up anymore. See, she got probation for this. And part of her probation was she had to write a letter of apology, which she did.
Oh, she really had to? That's good.
But she violated her probation. We don't know how. And she's got sentenced to jail for it.
She didn't learn her lesson, did she? No one learned your lesson.
No. It's like if she had just stopped, And, what were the terms of probation? Like, please don't do that in public again.
You think she'd be able to follow it?
I just can't stop.
Addiction is a bad thing. So you do some really bad stuff.
Yeah. The more I thought about it, the more I was like,
what?
You know what? This is... Don't do drugs, kids.
And I know that's very uncool to hear, but this is the stuff that happens to you when you start and you lose control.
Okay, boomer. Let me tell you something. all they're trying to do. Okay, pooper.
That's all you become then.
I want you to know, there's a direct causal link between the two.
And no one thinks they'll become like that. And then one day you do.
There you are, in the back of a cop car, hiding your crack pipe.
Yeah!
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Okay, let's talk about the sign I saw at McDonald's yesterday on my way back to the station.
Well, you remember what today is. for McDonald's.
What is today?
It's the spicy chicken nuggets.
Okay,
is that the sign?
That's the sign that I saw.
Yeah, today's the day.
I saw a sign. I don't know if maybe they just had them yesterday or the sign was up early, but there was a sign that was like spicy chicken nuggets are here.
Yeah.
And excuse me, spicy chicken McNuggets.
The McNuggets, they're spicy ones. They're supposed to have a new sauce, and then they're supposed to have, what is it? The Chips Ahoy? Is that it? The new McFlurry?
Chips Ahoy McNuggets?
No, the McFlurry.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about that
That makes
for the
more
nuggets.
sense. No, I actually don't know about that McFlurry thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got to tell you, kind of want to try those spicy chicken McNuggets.
Maybe after the show today?
Maybe. I read
an early lunch?
I've read 2 reviews. They were not favorable.
What do they say? Like, is it not spicy enough? I kind of was curious if that would be
they say
the case.
That it's somehow, I'll tell you what, this is exactly, I'm going to quote to you from the Nerdist article. They say, spicy McNuggets are a bland facsimile unworthy of both of their original counterparts and the Wendy's chicken nuggets.
When you get to fast food, the Wendy's spicy nuggets are kind of spicy, but when you get to any fast food spicy item, it's never, if you're really wanting something spicy, it's never enough.
It's funny you say that. I think that in general, Wendy's nuggets are way overrated, but I do love their spicy chicken sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I do love the spicy chicken sandwich. To me, it is like, I don't know what the heck they put on it, but it's just right.
So McDonald's also has the new spicy sauce. Did they say anything about it?
Apparently, that's not a big hit either.
So no and no.
I mean, obviously,
any Chips Ahoy review?
I haven't seen anything about that.
Yeah, that's a new McFlurry. Even though their McFlurry thing, every time I get one, it never works. They never have the flavor I ordered through the app, and they're always like, "Here's an Oreo one, just take it."
Well, see, every time, and maybe this is just my bad experiences, but every time I get a McFlurry, I just feel like they gave me a big thing of ice cream.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's like, is there anything in this? Like, yeah, just keep digging. You'll find it. It's in there.
Well, Josh was saying, everyone's saying the new Chips Ahoy McFlurry is delicious, so it could be good.
He's got somebody on the inside.
Family there.
What?
I am curious about the spicy nugget. So if anybody tries it today, let us know, but we'll have to do something with it.
We really should. And by doing something with them, maybe just eat them.
Well, that sounds good.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Too many guys got their stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's the Riot on RadioU.
You go, do a little traveling, spend a little time in the air. While you're up there, and you're like, man, I'm just getting sleepy. I think it's the pressure. You know, the pressurized
doing
cabin.
Something.
I just need to lean my seat back here and just take a, and then you hear.
Did you ever watch the video of that?
No.
It's weird. So it goes back to a week or so ago. It was trending that this woman was sitting in the front seat. This guy was behind her. She reclined her seat back, and he was mad about it. Yeah. So he's like punching the back of her seat on the plane. Mm-hmm. And she was saying how like she has back problems, so that really hurt her back. This is the one place she should be safe. All that stuff, it just went there. And then he was like, hey, you're in my space. I don't know if he had asked her to move forward or something when he was eating, but there was just not enough space. And then that became a topic of, well, what do you do when you're on a flight and you want to recline your seats?
What do you do?
Well, I mean, the seat reclines because you would think you're allowed to recline your seat.
You would think so.
But that's maybe,
but are you?
Maybe not the case. Everybody's kind of, well, you have two different type of people. If you've ever been on a plane, you got people in front of you who are either so fine with reclining and do it with happiness, or you have someone who maybe doesn't because they're just a little bit more aware.
Well, the CEO of Delta tweeted out what he thought was right. He said the plane passengers have the right to recline their seats, but they should ask permission from the person behind them.
And that started a bigger problem.
Well, it's interesting because theoretically, you shouldn't need permission to exercise a right. Like if it's my right to do that, then I don't need permission. Mm-hmm. If I need permission, then it is is it a right anymore? Do I have to have the right? Can I get permission to vote?
I think what he was more meaning is it might be just
just be courteous.
Courteous to kind of realize who's behind you. Like if someone's super tall behind you and needs the extra room or something, maybe you just be aware that you wouldn't recline.
Look, man, everybody's miserable, okay? You're on that plane, unless you're in first class.
You're miserable.
It's the worst. Or, there's another. I mean, it's very uncomfortable. But think about this. Think about no one's going to like this. Never mind.
Are you sure?
Well, you know what? It goes back to that Louis C.K. bit from a long time ago. I don't know what show he was on, but he's like, you're on a chair in the sky. You have a sky chair. And you're basically what would have taken your forefathers 6 months of hardship, you're doing in 2 hours.
So be grateful.
And by the way, you have any movie in history that you want to watch, this stuff is but you're really mad because the lady in front of you put her seat back. I don't know. There's just I've been there. I have been there. I have been selfish. I have been angry at people for not doing what I wanted them to do. We've all been there. But if you could take one step back from the circumstances, it's I'll live.
But for this, people got mad at the Delta president because you're paying for the airline seat. That's how they designed the seat. The seat is supposed to recline. No one said you weren't supposed to recline up to this point. Everybody's just been mad at it, but it's just been something you do. And his statement back at this situation, people got mad at him. Well, why am I paying for the seat then to do that?
Well, you know what? In a lot of ways, I feel like this is it's a trigger point for society because here's why. We're all so convinced about how wonderful we are, but nothing brings our actual place in the universe into line quite like airfare does because it's so unbelievably expensive. So each of us delicate snowflakes board the plane only to find out that we're surrounded by delicate snowflakes.
And there's going to be conflict.
Who have also paid a lot of money, but also could not afford to get into first class. So we're angry about all of it.
So I think if we take a step back and just realize we're all angry at the same thing, and that's just the design of the airline plane.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's what I'm saying is
we're all just mad.
Then we're mad at each other. We're mad at the airline, and now we're mad at the CEO, and we're just mad.
Because you're uncomfortable and you didn't want to have to be put in that chair anyways.
Look, I get it, right? We all need and deserve our own private planes. Just like those people in Hollywood.
Well, I think at this point, the lady who was involved, she's looking at or is going to sue the guy who was punching her chair.
I have no comment.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So we talked earlier about how today is Spicy Chicken McNugget Day. So that if you go to McDonald's, they have the Spicy Chicken McNugget now.
Yeah.
It's for a limited time.
Yes.
So I don't feel like that would ruin a Chicken McNugget. I don't know if it's going to make me want it more. Because that's not possible.
The reviews have been mixed, but it's all right.
But I can tell you that sometimes franchises have ideas that completely and totally ruin perfect things. I'm looking at you, Chick-fil-A.
Maybe this is a Southern thing, though. Or maybe this taste is somewhere in the United States or world that we just are not a part of, so this isn't our flavor.
Somebody threw up on a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Which means, Obi's, what he's actually saying is they're testing the pimento cheese. Chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A.
And then, it has sliced, are those green peppers? Are they jalapenos? What are those?
It's a jalapeno, yes.
Okay. So apparently Bojangles and Crystal.
So that's Southern.
Those are Southern.
Those are Southern places.
They sell sandwiches like that.
So that's why I thought pimento might be more of a Southern state thing, which Chick-fil-A is out of Georgia, so it makes sense. So it's a creamy, cheesy,
so gross,
and spicy flavor with texture for pimento cheese. And they say that, yes, it's especially in the South.
When you say texture, it makes me feel sick.
It's been a favorite, they say, for biscuits and crackers and veggies. So Chick-fil-A is going to be testing a pimento cheese fried chicken sandwich.
Look, Chick-fil-A, listen, I want to tell you something that I'll feel like a lot of people won't tell you, and that is that you're perfect just the way you are.
You don't need to do all this.
You don't need to change for those people, because if you need to change for those people, then they're not even really your friends.
That's right.
Okay? If they can't love you the way you are, they're not your friends.
So this is not for us in our states. It's a limited time test offer.
This is not for anybody.
In upstate South Carolina and Asheville, North Carolina are the only places they're testing it.
Oh, you know what? I just want to reach out and hug them and just be like, look, you You don't have to do this.
Maybe pimento cheese is good. I remember, I think my grandmother, it feels like very grandmother, or if you're in a southern state, that they would like this.
Yesterday on the RIOT's Facebook page, I posted a video that I couldn't stop laughing about. And it was a girl that got on one of those slingshot rides and just kept and she threw up for seemingly an hour. Everything she ever ate, she threw up while she was on this ride.
Well, she had moments where she kept going and you thought she was going to stop,
like,
and you feel so bad for her.
And she's like, no, she's not done. Not even close.
Uh-huh.
It looks too much like
the
that.
cheese sauce looks like that.
It does. And I'm not trying to embellish to be gross and all that kind of stuff. I know I might be known to do that.
But not now.
This is the real me talking to the real you.
So the Chick-fil-A pimento cheese fried chicken sandwich will have the cheese sauce, which is the pimento stuff, then the fried chicken, and then underneath will be the sliced jalapenos.
It's so bad.
That's a negative.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported RadioU.
I promised you what I was calling an audio daily double. I would like to present to you, Nikki, the theme song for the XFL. You've heard it before.
On this show.
For the love of football.
I remember this one.
Okay, we'll skip ahead a little bit.
Sounds exactly like I think it would.
Are you ready for war?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, they're just playing football. It's not war.
All right.
Wait.
There it is.
There you go. Okay. Now
so that's the XFL, which is the other league that's still playing stuff?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, that's them.
So is there another option?
Well, you know what? Yesterday, Major League Soccer unveiled their new theme song.
Ooh.
For their theme song, they went to Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer. You knew who that is?
Yeah, the composer guy who does a lot of movie stuff.
That's right.
What did he do?
Let's just take a peek at what they got.
It's epic.
Come on.
Nice. So this is the soccer one?
Yeah.
For the league?
It's for the whole league.
No lyrics?
Well, no.
No vocals?
Doesn't need them.
Doesn't need... It's powerful.
I'm just going to tell you right now that...
Which one do you like better?
I don't know who over at the XFL was in charge of theme music. And they're like, no, there's going to be... people are going to sing it. It's going to be a thing. And, wait for it, every team is going to get their own unique song that you sing along with.
But there's so much more money in Major League Soccer than the XFL. You know, the NFL could pull something off like that.
I'm just telling you that if I worked at the XFL, and I probably would have, when you made the XFL theme, I would have been like, man, dude, I love football. Oh, for the love of football, man. And then, it would have been great. And then when I rolled over today.
And you're like, oh, the Major League Soccer.
And I heard the Hans Zimmer song, I would be like, Margie, I'm going to need you to get Bob in here right away.
I think we went with the wrong song.
Oh.
But I haven't seen it in promos and stuff or the start of a game. Maybe the XFL fits that one better. Have you seen it in live?
I mean, yes. I have watched an XFL
Does it work,
game.
With the graphics and the feel and the style of it? It's
fine, Nikki. It's fine in the same way that, catsup is fine. You go and you get some, you're at wherever and they give you some really crappy generic ketchup that they call catsup and you're like, man, it's fine, whatever. I could be starving. And then somewhere you go and they have Heinz ketchup. And you're like, this
is what you've been waiting for.
This is what I was looking for the whole time.
So now you could say it's it's no Hans Zimmer. And now you'll know what that means.
How is it the Major League Soccer? Come on, XFL. Come on.
Well, it's a money thing.
You think there's more money in Major League Soccer than the XFL?
Yes, there is.
Well,
Absolutely.
you know what? XFL, Major League Soccer had to start small, too.
They have to begin with something.
You got to start somewhere, so maybe I'm not being fair, right?
They would have needed an up-and-coming composer.
Yeah. But I'll just tell you, for the love of football, next time get Hans Zimmer, okay? For the love of football.
I don't even know if I care for that one as much. I mean, it is better than the other one, but how much did they charge for that?
Wow. You know, I think when it's Hans Zimmer, you just hand him a check and he just writes what he wants.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
Wait, stop by the farm. Is this a bathroom thing?
Is